In 1950, a newly independent India needed a final authority to settle its legal disputes. To achieve this, the Republic replaced the old British Privy Council with this institution, the Supreme Court of India. If you look at the United States, you see a divided system with completely separate federal and state courts. India took a different approach, building one single, integrated judicial framework for the entire country. At the base, you have thousands of subordinate courts handling day-to-day cases. Above them sit 25 high courts, each managing the legal affairs of their states. At the top, everything funnels into a single apex. Every dispute from 1 billion people points toward this institution, carrying the entire legal weight of the Republic. This creates a fascinating tension. Parliament writes the laws, and the executive branch enforces them. That represents a massive concentration of political power, held by whatever party wins the election. So what if the ruling party passes a law violating the nation's foundational rules? Who has the authority to tell the government no? Without an independent umpire to check legislative overreach, the entire system would collapse. The Supreme Court exists specifically to act as that umpire, standing as the ultimate guardian of the constitutional framework. To rule fairly against the government, an umpire's job security has to be completely untouchable by the politicians they are policing. India secures this through the collegium system. The president officially appoints the 34 Supreme Court judges, but they can only do so based on the binding advice of the Chief Justice of India and 4 senior-most judges. The politicians do not get to choose who sits on the bench. In 2014, Parliament tried breaching this process by passing the 99th Amendment, creating the NJAC, a body designed to give the government a direct say in selecting judges. The Supreme Court reviewed the amendment, declared it unconstitutional, and rejected it entirely to protect their independence. The protection works both ways. Once a judge is appointed, removing them requires strictly proven misbehavior or physical incapacity. Even to initiate the removal process, you need a massive political threshold, a motion signed by at least 100 members of the Lok Sabha or 50 members of the Rajya Sabha. These extreme barriers to entry and exit are engineered with a specific purpose. They ensure the court answers strictly to the Constitution, entirely insulated from the shifting whims of the ruling party. Protected from political interference, the court uses a specific set of constitutional tools to maintain order. First, original jurisdiction under Article 131 gives the court exclusive power to settle direct federal disputes. Next, writ jurisdiction under Article 32 lets citizens bypass lower courts to enforce fundamental rights. Finally, appellate jurisdiction makes the court the absolute final word on all appeals. By layering these 3 jurisdictions, the court intervenes at every level of society. It manages macro-level warfare between states while simultaneously reaching down to protect a single individual's human rights. The court's most potent tool, its nuclear option, is the power of judicial review, drawn from Articles 13 and 32. This allows the judiciary to examine any legislative enactment or executive order. If the court finds that a law conflicts with the Constitution, they can completely nullify it. This timeline illustrates cases leading to a defining moment in 1973, the Kesavananda Bharati case. Out of this came the basic structure doctrine. The court ruled that Parliament cannot alter the Constitution's fundamental identity, principles like democracy, secularism, and judicial review. This doctrine acts as the ultimate checkmate. It ensures that no matter how large a parliamentary majority a government wins, they can never legally rewrite the core democratic identity of the nation. When the Supreme Court makes these rulings, they aren't temporary fixes. Because it is a court of record, its decisions carry lasting permanence. Its proceedings and judgments are recorded for perpetual memory. They become legally binding precedents that dictate how the law will be applied in every future case across the entire country. To protect this authority, the court holds the power to punish entities for contempt of court, enforcing its own dignity and ensuring its orders are actually followed. And when standard procedures fall short, the court has an ultimate fail-safe mechanism built directly into Article 142. Article 142 grants the power to do complete justice. This unique provision allows the court to bypass technical procedural limitations and pass whatever decree is necessary to fully resolve a dispute. The Supreme Court is an active, heavily armored mechanism. It was engineered to outlast shifting political winds and ensure that the pillars of Indian democracy remain standing, no matter who is in power.